Well, hello racing fans, and a warm welcome to the Gallop TV Preview Show for Saturday, where we race at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. Of course, it is a double header when it comes to local racing. Hollywoodbets Durbanville will be racing alongside Hollywoodbets Turfentine, and in the big race meeting in Gqeberha on Sunday. We're looking forward to that. It is the Algoa Cup at Fairview, and a double header for them on Friday and Sunday. But as always, on behalf of the team and you, the valued racing fan, we wish you all the well for this weekend, and we welcome our analyst for Cape Town, who is none other than Graham Hawkins. And Graham's just been telling me off air that you're happy with the weather, Graham.
Yeah, a lot cooler. We had a very, very warm day on Thursday. There's a little bit, and I stress, a little bit of rain around this morning. We record on Friday morning. A little bit of rain forecast for race day. That's Saturday, of course, tomorrow. As I said, we record this on Friday morning. It's cooler, but it'll be absolutely perfect for racing.
Perfect for racing. So let's get straight into it, Graham. It is a very busy afternoon at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. We've got 8 races carded that will begin at 12:50. It's a late start, 10 to 1, and the bipod will begin in race number 1. Graham, we'll bring up the field. Race number 1, starting off the bipod over 1,250 meters, and this is a maiden plate. And the betting is like so. Number 1 at 8 to 1, number 2 at 5 to 1. 3 is at 9 to 2. We've got a 14 to 10 shot here, which is Star Performer, number 4. 5 at 8 to 1. And then number 10, Guarding the Wall, is at 11 to 2. I think, Graham, it'll be right that we start off with this top one, because we know the horse from KZN. You know, we did the show last time out, and it looked like the right type of field for him, but nevertheless, one could say it was a good introduction for Vaughan Marshall.
Yeah, it was a good introduction. I think he found the going very quick at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on that occasion over the minimum trip of 1,000 meters. He was kind of run off his feet a little in the early stages. He ran on nicely behind William West, who subsequently came out to finish placed in his first handicap debut. We know Star Performer was very highly regarded by his former trainer, Garth Puller. He comes with a very high reputation, and the form lines are very strong. So I'm going to give him one more chance. He is my suggested bipod banker for the day. There's some very tricky racing at Hollywoodbets Durbanville, and a very interesting renewal of the feature race at Willhavington Stakes. So I'm going with number 4, Star Performer. But there is a bit of form to go around. You've got to like the chances of numbers 2, Big Unit, and 3, Kaapse Klopse. They both have solid credentials to be a factor in the race. They're both well drawn, so they'll keep number 4, Star Performer, honest, but we've got to nail our colours to the mast somewhere as far as the bipod is concerned, and I'm doing it in the very first leg, suggesting number 4, Star Performer, as a banker. He's also well drawn. Bernard Durb takes the ride. He'll appreciate, I think, going the extra 250 metres, and this will be the acid test for Star Performer, because if he fluffs his lines again, then he's clearly not as good as once believed to be.
No excuses this time around for number 4, Star Performer. It's either in the number 1 box or out for Graham Hawkins, banker in the bipod. Race number 2 starts off the place accumulator, and this is over 1,400 meters. How are they betting here? Hollywoodbets number 1 is at 9 to 2. 2, like the Clappers, who I really like the way he won last time out at 22 to 10. There's money here, anti-post Hollywoodbets, Graham, for number 3, Cal Forest, from 9 to 2 into 7 to 2. Then we move along to number 7 at 28 to 10, and number 8, Shifting Path, which is a 5 to 1 shot. The money on Cal Forest for Mr. Marcus, that's Adam Marcus and Craig Zaki. Some confidence early in the betting market, Graham. Does he form part of your play?
Not really, Dees. I do respect him. I give him a minor place chance. He is 1.5 kilograms better off with number 2, like the Clappers, for just under 3 lengths beating last time. But I liked, as you said, I like the way number 2, like the Clappers, won his last start. He's only been raised 2 points in the merit rating, so he's been leniently treated. Interestingly, he gets cheek pieces for the first time. That's a late addition to his equipment. So number 2, like the Clappers, Grant van Niekerk rides again. So like the Clappers is going to be my first choice, but this is a tricky little low-grade Class 5 handicap over 1,400 meters. So I'm going to include 4 horses in the bipod. Interesting runners, of course, the top weight number 1, Second Buyer. is a maiden.
Yes.
He takes on handicap company here and has to do it off top weight, but he does have pole position. And in his favour, he's a 3-year-old. He's got plenty of upside. So I do respect Red Crawford's decision to run second buyer here, and he will be competitive. Vaughan Marshall stable has hit their straps in a very big way. 2 runners, number 7, Incredible, Richard Faree rides, significant jockey booking, and number 8, Shifting Pass. Both come into the race with chances. They're both drawn wide in a small field. I'm not expecting that to be a problem. So I'm going to include all of numbers 1, 2, 7, and 8 in the second leg of the bipod. But I do respect number 3, Kelp Forest. And, of course, there is a bit of anti-post support for the Son of Flower Alley. So he definitely comes into the reckoning as far as trifectas and quartets are concerned. It's an open race. My marginal first choice will be the last time winner, number 2, Like the Clappers. I think he could go in again.
1, 2, 7, and 8 in numerical order. No commitment from Graham Hawkins in race number 2, and it does look that type of field. A filly, a mare, a maiden, and some horses that we'll just have to see if the handicappers got it right with number 1 against this type of field. So, on to race number 3, pick 6 time. It's the big one over 1,600 meters. We're racing alongside Turfentine on the day. So where are you going to pick your spots? Because this pick 6 looks like one that I think that we can narrow things down, Graham. In race number 3, which kicks off the pick 6, number 2 is at 8-1. Number 4 is at 7-2. Then we move along to number 6. That's trading at 9-2. Number 7, Anti-Post. Hollywoodbets opened up 28-10. The punter said we'll take that, shorten into 22-10. 10 at 8-1, 11 at 8-1. Graham, I'm going to begin here with a horse that I really, really like, Graham. You know, I think 9-2 is a generous price. I'm hoping that you can rubber stamp this for me. Number 6, Donna Moe. And I'll tell you why. That horse called Epicleros, I think is the name, that won from that form line. The filly beating the very strongly fancied Fordray came from that form line to win a very good race the other day for Snaith and for Nikak. So that form line's looking good. And she wasn't, how can I put it, Graham? The last 2 runs, she seemed to have taken time her first 3 starts. And she's come well at the last 2 runs. So she's progressing now.
She is progressing, but she's got more than 3 lengths to find with number 7, Lickety Split, on the run on the 13th of September. Now, obviously, Donna Moe's had another run since and improved further when second behind Princess Izzy. So Donna Moe's got to have a chance, but I still prefer number 7, Lickety Split, who ran second behind Could It Be, beaten 3 parts of a length, when Donna Moe ran third, beaten 4 lengths. So I'm expecting Lickety Split to confirm that form, despite the fact that Donna Moe has shown a little bit of further improvement since. So it shouldn't be too much to choose between them. But a Lickety Split is my first choice. The mystery horse in the race is the Azzy train number 4, Andy's Girl. She's been considered good enough to be part of the Azzy raiding party into the Western Cape. Richard Faree is a significant booking. Ran second behind the useful Universal Love last time out on debut. Was only beaten 6 lengths by Bavarian Beauty. Went on to win a grade 1 as a 2-year-old. So Andy's Girl for me is my top choice. I have no idea how she's travelled, how she's settled into her surroundings, but the form is good enough for me. So I fancy number 4, Andy's Girl, over number 7, a Lickety Split. I certainly give chances to number 6, Donna Moe, 10, 2, a penny, 11, Fanny Campbell, and 12, Essential. But my third choice would be number 2, Sun Spectacular. Of course, this was the filly that Sean Veal came off when incurring his injury, which has still seen him on the touchlines. But prior to that, the Sun Spectacular with useful form. Bernard Fay Derb takes the ride, stable companion to Lickety Split. So it's not a cut and dried affair. The top 2 for me would be number 4, Andy's Girl, and number 7, Lickety Split. I would include all of numbers 2, 4, and 7 in the bipod. But I'll take your advice and throw in number 6, Donna Moe, as well, just in case she's improving more quickly than I suspect she might be. But it's Lickety Split and Andy's Girl for me, the top 2.
Lickety Split and Andy's Girl. Just some homework being done here on the form line. Number 7, Lickety Split, 8 runners, no winners, last start. Andy's Girl, the Gauteng form, 20 runners from that last start, Graham, and just 1 subsequent winner. And it's a battler. That's Yanni Borum's runner called Lorna Lily. So we'll see. Number 6, Donamo, going to be my top choice. Graham making it 2, 4, 7, possibly the right 3 runners, but allow some cover here in the pick 6. So let's see how this pick 6 works out. Race number 3. You could get a result or you could get something fancied. Maybe play it your way. Race number 4, 1600 meters, 14:35, 25 to 3. How are they betting here? Number 2, Prevalence at 11 to 2. 3 is Lexington Point at 33 to 10. Number 4, Ruler of Thumb, one of the favorites of Graham, who's got this right with this individual on a few times, 7 to 2. Then we go on to number 9 at 8 to 1 and 10 Shavut at 11 to 2. Okay, Graham, the last time we did that show on the 7th of October, it was the 7th of October. You know, you like Rule of Thumb. I gave Shavut a chance. You know what that quartet paid that day, Graham? 23,000 in that race. 23,000. I couldn't believe it. It was Bordolino that won the race, but it was a huge quartet, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. And you and I, if we had played together, I'm sure we would have got a piece of that action. But we were both on the mark on that day, although we got beat by Bordolino narrowly. There was absolutely nothing to choose between Rule of Thumb and Shavut, our top 2 choices respectively, only a short head between them. So again, there shouldn't be much to choose between them. Vaughan Marshall must be absolutely pulling his hair out. Sure. What does he have to do to crack a draw for Shavut? Durbanville, this will be the 3rd run. 12 out of 12 on 13 September, 15 out of 15 on 7 October, 10 out of 10 at Hollywoodbets Durbanville this weekend. So Shavut certainly can't crack a draw, but Bernard Vaydurb knows how to get the best out of them. And again, there shouldn't be too much to choose between Rule of Thumb and Shavut. Rule of Thumb really goes well for Craig Bantam. He's in good form. So these are my top 2 choices. Not much to choose between them. Of the rest, sneaky liking for number 2, Prevalence. I just got a gut feel that with Grant van Niekerk, Prevalence is going to run a better race. He was in the same race on the 7th of October, quite some way behind when Bardolino won, but on his penultimate run and some of his previous form, we've got like a little bit of number 2 Prevalence. The 3-year-olds, well, they're interesting. 3 Lexington Point, 6 Luce Verde, and 8 Spirit Unite. How much improvement to come? Well, this race will show, but there's some hard-knocking older horses with solid form, so I'm going to go with the older brigade this time round. But to be honest with you, if any of those 3-year-olds, Lexington Point, Luce Verde, or Spirit United at a big price of 25 to 1, were to improve sufficiently to turn over number 4, Rule of Thumb, and number 10, Shavut, I wouldn't be entirely surprised. But my first choice narrowly, number 4, Rule of Thumb, ahead of number 10, Shavut, but it should again be an absolute cracker.
4 and 10 for Graham Walkers. Graham, just away from the racing, you know, you've held many positions at a management levels and played different roles in respective departments around the country in racing. When they do this, I mean, I don't know if you've been privy to watching one, but I've always wondered when they do these draws for horses at nominations or entries, have you seen how it's done before?
No, I haven't. The Western Cape obviously do draws after acceptances. You
Sure.
first accept and then the draw is done. It's computer driven, that's all I know. But no, I'm no expert in that field.
Yeah, I don't know as well. I know it's computer generated. I don't know if it's press button and a number, a draw comes next to the horse. I don't know how it works, but it'd be nice if one day we can be invited to see how that works. Race number 5, 2,000 meters. And what's happening in this race? Number 3 is at 4 to 1. 4 at 7 to 1. 5 at 5 to 1. 6 at 9 to 2. 7, Cosmic Event, who will keep you interested on some of his better form at 7 to 1. 8, Natyam at 22 to 10. And 10 to 1 in Better the Balance. Graham, this is my play for the day. I know that the horse is having his first start at Hollywood in Cape Town, let's put it that way, Natyam. But just to my association with Gareth and the stable, they rate this horse very highly. I know that he was carded to race a few meetings back. I think the race meeting would have been abandoned or something. But that day he was strongly fancied. How he's doing, I can't answer that. But just on reputation and ability, I'm expecting him to go very, very big here, Graham. And I'm going to take a chance, even though he's been off since, what's it, the 16th of July. If Garrett's got him, around 90% ready, I know that he hopes this horse has got a very promising career ahead of him. I'm going to take a chance and banker him. Obviously, Garrett sends out those messages come race day, so one of the presenters will read it out on course. But if this horse is anywhere near ready, I think he's better than this field.
Well, he was initially with some degree of confidence my first choice, number 8, Natcham. He remains my first choice to make a winning seasonal debut. You spoke about 90% ready, he should win. Well, I think he's there or thereabouts. I actually phoned Gareth yesterday to get a comment on Natcham, and he was concerned that he might need a run. He was disappointed that he missed his previous engagement. He doesn't believe he's 100%, but if we think he can win 90% well, that's what we're going to get. So he remains my first choice, number 8, Natcham. I was hoping that Gareth would be a bit more bullish than he was when I chatted to him on the phone, but nonetheless, he does think the horse is fit enough and well enough to do absolute justice to himself. It's going to be interesting to see how he takes to the Hollywoodbets Durbanville track, but he did well at Greyville, which is, of course, just as tight, but the other way around. So he's been around the right-handed turn. Now he goes around the left-handed turn, but let's not get too technical. I think the two principal threats are numbers 3, Coronation Time, and 6, Sudden Song. With them, what you see is what you get. Number 5, William the First, big runner of 52.5. So those are the top 4. To a lesser extent, Supreme Dream, who's the best weighted in the race. Number 4, My Bestie. And number 7, Cosmic Event. I think Cosmic Event might just need another run. So I'm going with number 8, Natcham. 3, Coronation Time. And number 6, Sudden Song. And number 5, William the First is my backup. But like you, I'm fully expecting, they've always held number 8, Natcham, in high regard. And I think he'll make them pick up their feet.
Well, some spade work done by Graham there, which is appreciated, phoning Garrett van Zyl. And although he's not as confident, well, he said that he is expecting a good run, and that is good enough for me. Number 8, Natcham. Let's see how he makes his Cape debut. Race number 6, it's over 2,000 meters. Now, how are they betting here, Graham? Number 2 is at 5-1, 3 at 6-1. Mothership number 5 is at 7-2. A late scratching here is number 7, Eye Catching. 8 is at 6-1. 11 at 8-1. And then number 12, Lucy the Pink. That's a 4-1 shot. What's your top choice here, Graham? Or let's put it this way. What will be your Hollywoodbets Punters Challenge entry if you had to choose from here?
Depends where the pin falls, Dees. I'm very happy to leave this race to you. For me, this is a nightmare of a race. Many with chances. The form is not convincing when you study it strongly and deeply. There are obviously some horses who've done fairly well recently. Women's World is a recent maiden winner. She can build on that. Mothership's post-maiden run wasn't too bad. Obviously, Twice the Master, Lucy the Pink. These horses can all improve. Exceeder's got a chance to the moon and back. But I'm in my pick 6, my suggested pick 6, I'm going the field. Because for me, this is an absolute field race. As you've mentioned, number 7, Eye Catching, is a scratching. My marginal first choice, based on that post-maiden run and the fact that we were so strong on Katsu when it won on the 10th of October, would be number 5, Mothership. I would go 5, 3, 1, 11, and 12 as my first 5 choices, 5, 3, 1, 11, and 12. And the one that's perhaps a little bit of a lunatic selection amongst those 5 is number 1, Rewrite the Stars. Totally outclassed behind Mucho Dinero last time out. And so I'm forgetting that run over 2,000 meters. I know she's a 7-year-old, but she's won a few races. Josh Solomons takes the ride with 51.5 in the back, and she's my lunatic selection to perhaps boost the trifecta and quartet dividends. But really, this is such a tough race. Lucy the Pink should go well. She's game and consistent, got the worst of the draw to overcome. I just worry about whether the Lucy the Pink prefers it a little softer than she's going to get this coming Saturday, despite the little bit of rain that is around. So it's wide open, no confidence, Mothership marginal first choice, but any kind of a result can be expected here.
And Graham Hawkins hoping for the worst result. That's when you play the field here. But I agree with him with number 5, Mothership. although she took, 15 runs to crack the maiden, you had to like that post-maiden run where she was making some progress through that field, and she's got Richard Free, who's won in a 54.5 kgs. I'm going to take a chance and bank her in the place accumulator, but agree with Graham. Pick 6. Good luck, race number 6. Race number 7, it's the Willavington Stakes. It's a listed race over 2,400 meters. I'll see it's for a stake of 200,000, just to say it under 120,000 if you find yourself in the number 1 box. Number 1, 7 to 1. Number 2, 8 to 1. Number 3 at 9 to 2. Razor Hallelujah Graham, Hollywood Bets from 14 to 1. That has shortened into 10 to 1. Number 7, one-way traffic at 33 to 10. 8 is at 11 to 2. 9 at 8 to 1. And then 10 at 9 to 2. Graham, it is 2,400 meters, and we know that it's all about tactics, pace, how things work out. I mean, usually you can run this race 3 or 4 times and you'd expect a different type of result. But is there anything that stands out for you in this race? Can you possibly, minimize your spend after going field in race number 6?
Yeah, well, I've got a banker in the last leg that I'm rowing in with, and I'm only going to include 3 horses in this leg. I'm going to take my chances here. 7 one-way traffic and 10 Senso Unico. Nothing to choose between them at the weights. One-way traffic should have a slight edge over the inform number 10 Senso Unico is looking for a hat-trick. One-way traffic ran a super race off the back of a long rest on the 14th of October when narrowly beaten over 1,800 meters by Senso Unico. He'll be much better over this 2,400 meters. Senso Unico staged well. They are the class packages in the race, and I'm expecting them to go very, very well. Senso Unico does have the steadier of 62 kilograms to carry and one-way traffic 58. And for that reason, my first choice, and its weight that sways me here, and also the fact that Mucho Dinero is on a hat-trick. They thought very highly of him as a 3-year-old. He's had 4 starts since being gelded. He's found his top form. Surely he's going to end up being better than a 93 merit-rated horse. He's got 50 kilograms to shoulder. He receives 8 kilograms from one-way traffic, 12 from Senso Unico. He's in form. The further he goes, the better he should be. He's never been beyond 2,000 meters. I'm confidently expecting him to be comfortable over 2-4. He's won 3 out of 3 at Hollywoodbets Durbanville. He's unbeaten at the track. Yuse Ramzan flies in from Fairview to ride him because of the weight restriction, and I think he'll give Mucho Dinero a very good ride. So Mucho Dinero for me is my value bet for the day. I think 9 to 2 is a price you can take a bit of a chance with only 50 on his back, because I think while some of them are in their place and their handicap ratings reflect their ability, I think a lot of upside with number 3, Mucho Dinero. Big respect for 7 one-way traffic and 10 Senso Unico. Those are going to be my 3. My 4th choice would be number 9, Otto Laken. He looked very well on the 14th of October when finishing just under 3 lengths behind Senso Unico. He might need one more, but he could get into the action, number 9, Otto Laken. I'm going to ignore the balance. To be honest, if any of those were to win, it wouldn't be a complete surprise, but I'd have to take it on the chin. But I'm going Mucho Dinero from one-way traffic and Senso Unico with Otto Laken, my next choice. Those will be my top 4. But it's an interesting race because of the weight differentiation between Mucho Dinero on the one hand and one-way traffic and Senso Unico on the other.
Like your thought process, agree with you 100% on number 3, Mucho Dinero. And I really appreciate the fact that Justin Snate hasn't gone plus on this horse when it comes to the weight and used the kid that can carry the 50 kgs. 9 to 2. That could be the gift of the day in race number 7. Race 8, 1,250 meters. Graham Hawkins has mentioned to us, I haven't been that confident thus far, but I got a banker for you boys and girls and your racing fans at the back. Let's hear it from him. Firstly, the betting. Number 4 at 6 to 1. Number 5, Graham has shortened Hollywood Bets 4 to 1 into 3 to 1 War Chariot. 8 is at 8 to 1. 10 at 8 to 1. And then number 11 is the top one at 22 to 10. Talk to us. Tell us. Give us the confidence in race number 8.
Well, I'm going with number 11, 11-7 tricks, got the worst of the draw to overcome, was a very pleasing post-maiden race behind October Morn when finishing very strongly over 1,000 meters, gets a 12.50 this time. It's not going to be easy from the draw, but being a young 3-year-old son of Vercingetorix out of a mare by Trippy, I do believe that he's going to be very progressive and improve a great deal over the next couple of runs, and I make him the one to beat. And because we've had to go so wide in some of the earlier races, perhaps it's more expediency than total confidence. I'm going with number 11-7 tricks. I think he'll give us a very good run for our money. With a little bit of luck in running, let's hope Craig Zaki can just get some cover, one off the fence, and finish off the race well. Obvious respect for number 5, War Chariot. Always significant when Richard Faree takes a ride for the Crawford-Ricks combination. He's ridden for them 13 times for 5 wins. So, you know, that's a huge strike rate that Richard Faree enjoys with the Crawford-Ricks combination. And he's also a 3-year-old. He's also only had 2 starts. He won his maiden second time out. And he receives 2.5 kilograms from 7 tricks and has a better draw. So you've got to respect number 5, War Chariot. But I've got to nail my colours to the mast somewhere in the Spec 6, and I'm doing it with number 11-7 tricks. Perhaps you could take 2 perms, take a chance at Banca Mucho Dinero in 1 perm, cover the last leg. But 7 tricks, my first choice. Healthy respect for number 5, War Chariot. I think number 8, All About L, will run a big race. Ready to go well in 1 for the trifectas. It's not a deep field, this. Strawberry Stinger, Masked Vigilante, these horses, they're always there and thereabouts, and they could be make their presence felt. Bright Blue Sky should improve on his last run. Prior to that, he won at the course over this track and trip, beating Felsgood. So Bright Blue Sky is another at a big price that you might want to consider for the back end of trifectas and quartets. But I'm going with number 11-7 tricks. I think he's going to deliver. He'll get hot opposition from number 5 War Chariot. These are the 2 3-year-olds that do stand out in this lineup. Some respect for number 8, All About L.
Okay, let's be brave and bold and end it off for Graham Hawkins on how we're going to end off this meeting, Graham. The last double, whether you're playing it on the tote or on the fixed odds betting market, Graham Hawkins is going to end off the day with a 9-2 shot in race number 7, Mucho Dinero, and close it off with number 11, Savantrix, at 22-10. Could that be a smart play, Graham, just to end things off? 9-2, 22-10. Take it on the tote, take it on the fixed odds betting market, but that could be the way to end off your day.
Well, whatever double bet you've got, whatever amount of money you've got, put 75% onto the double Mucho Dinero and Savantrix, and 25% onto Mucho Dinero and War Chariot by way of a cover. And I think that might be the smart play.
Thanks a lot, Graham. Thanks for your time, and all the best wherever you're racing over the weekend. Of course, it is a busy weekend, as I mentioned at the top of the show. It's a doubleheader on Saturday. And then that race meeting in Kabeja is always great fun, Graham. I used to go for it before the Friday and the Sunday, and it's always great fun, those 2 race meetings.
Wonderful to see they've reintroduced the Algoa Festival, and yeah, looking forward to seeing the 2023 renewal of the Algoa Cup.
As we bid to Graham Hawkins farewell and goodbye, and wish him all the best for the weekend. And to you, the valued racing fan, on behalf of Graham Hawkins, Gallop TV, myself, Dees Dainan, have a blast, find all the winners, make a huge profit, and until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.